This is Vognarvik Gaming. Got some Ark Survival Ascended gameplay here for you. If you enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Ah yes, sitting along the river, watching the water go by, looking at the hazy as fuck conditions all around you. But it does not have to be this way. Oh no, not at all. And how do I make this game look better, you might ask? Well, better is, it's a matter of opinion. Praise the Lord. Well, I'm going to show you. So, you know how there's all this grass. Well, watch this. Go to console commands. First one that we'll use here is grass.size scale space 0. Punch that in, and voila, look at that. Ground clutter lessened. So much easier to see in that respect. Oh, but wait, there's more. Look at how hazy this stuff is. R.volumetric cloud space 0 removes the clouds in the sky. And then the last one here is R.volumetric fog space 0. And that removes the haze. Now, you don't have to use those commands, obviously. They're not cheats or anything like that. It's just shit that you can normally do. Now, on PC, when you start typing console commands, it's a lot easier because it gives you a list of the console commands. Whereas on console, it doesn't do that. So that's why there's a couple of extra grass size ones, because I was trying to make sure that I had the right one. But yeah, so these top three are the ones that you would want to use. And the way that this works is, as long as you do this when you log into a server for the first time, you can leave the server, like let's say you got to exile for like 10 minutes or something like that, or they're going to do a server restart or something like that, or you get booted because of a hiccup. Not a big deal. Watch. God damn it, a beaver. What level are you? 45. Alright. So, I'm going to exit the main menu. Join last session. Join. And no, I don't care if you know what server I'm on. It ain't a big deal. Alright, so now that I've loaded back in, as you can see, that shit's still all turned off. Now, the downside is, anytime that you restart the client, though, and load back in for the very first time, then you got to do this stuff again. But, as you can see, once you have it entered in, it saves it. I find it to be incredibly useful. Incredibly useful. Alright, and let's cover, I suppose, a couple other basic things. Jeez, it's so loud in here. Let's showcase some dinos. Alright, now that I got them out here, we're just gonna do a little bit of a introduction thing. Alright, so this is an ankylo. They're a berry eater. In order to tame them, you trank them out, render them unconscious, and then you stuff berries inside of them. And what are they good for? Well, they're good for smashing rocks. When they smash rocks, like the one I just smashed, you get flint and stone. If you smash metal rocks with them, you get the most metal. They're the best land metal harvester, in my opinion. That's currently in the game anyway. I'll show you the stats on this boy. I should keep these resources, but I'm not gonna. So this is just what I got his stats at for right now. Obviously, with these dinosaurs, weight and melee are the two things that are your concern. Weight, because you need the weight to be able to carry it. They do get a huge weight reduction on certain things, so that's good. It's good. And then the melee amount adjusts how much you harvest from hitting things. And this is just one of my ankles. I call him Dankalo. No particular reason. He's a good boy. Alright, next. You'll have seen this beautiful thing in one of the previous, or in the previous episode, I should say. This is a Spinosaur. They're basically a semi-aquatic T-Rex. So when you touch water, you get a little icon up there in the corner. If you see the two fist bump, that means that it's imprinted to me. And then the next one means that it's in water, and when it's in water, it gets a speed bonus. Now, that's not the same as if it's in water that it has to swim in, but just in terms of being able to move around. Yeah, you move along the side of the river, and boom, you just zoom. Apparently this beaver wants a piece, so we're gonna eat it quick. That's right, I just ate a beaver live on camera, guys. What now? Probably gonna eat another one. Yeah, it's a level 5. It's getting eaten. Now you're gonna ask here quick. So why are you doing that? So eating the dinosaurs and then leaving the area long enough for the area to de-render properly, and coming back, there's a chance that they will spawn in new dinosaurs. Now, it's not a guarantee that the dinosaurs that they'll spawn in are going to be, beavers, because it can be any of the stuff that can spawn in the biome. Oh, the other thing spawns are really good for. They're good at harvesting, well, fish. I saw another beaver, so I wanted to see if I can stop moving. I want to see your level. Ah, jerk. That's right, I hit you. Level 20. Come on, get away from the beaver dam. Alright, excellent. So beavers are nice because, well, they spawn these beaver dams. They have something incredibly important in them. Cementing paste. Use this to make all sorts of stuff. Same thing with pearls. And they give a bunch of wood, which I could take it, but I don't need to, because I have my own beavers. So beaver is a really good wood harvester. And they get a good reduction on weight for that as well. So when you see a beaver dam, you loot all the stuff out of it. Make sure you destroy it, because otherwise the beaver dams don't respawn. And once you take the stuff out of a beaver dam, it doesn't get more stuff. So had I just left that dam there with the wood in it, that's the way it would stay until some other poor fellow came along, and guess what? They had to empty that shit themselves. Oh, neat, a drop. Obviously, and I was only staring at it. Green drop, probably not going to be too great, and it isn't. Kangaroo saddle and some gloves. But yeah, Spinos, they're a lot of fun. They're an enjoyable dinosaur to have. All right, Faliculio. It's a big kitty. What can Big Kitty do? Well, Big Kitty can jump. Not only can Big Kitty jump, but it can run up like walls and that kind of stuff. Sometimes they'll grab the wall, no problem. Yep, there we go. Ow. Okay, so I screwed that up. And you're going to ask yourself, what the fuck were you doing there? Why'd you jump off the dinosaur? Well, that's because if you jump off the dinosaur before it hits the ground, neither of you take fall damage, usually. But yeah, so they run up the sides of walls. They can grab a hold of redwood trees. They're really good at jumping off the redwood trees at you as you're flying by. He's probably what I'm going to use is in whatever cave he'll fit down into. Because caves are where you get the real good stuff, like the drops that you'll see me getting that spawn like right over there and right here by my base. Those drop good stuff, sure, but it's you know, it's not as good as what you would get if it was in a cave. What's this here? Biggest dickus. It's a dodo. So, one thing I'm going to tell you to do, if you're new to Ark, go tame one of these. And how should you tame one of these? By knocking it out with your fists. Knock it out with your fists. Stuff berries in its butt. Get dodo. Dodo eggs are great because they make the most basic kibble in the game. And even if a dinosaur calls for like a higher grade kibble, kibble generally is going to be better than, say, raw meat, you know, which gives you a better taming effectiveness. I will show taming stuff here later. Right, here's another iconic dinosaur. The Dilophosaur. These little bastards spit. If you've watched Jurassic Park, you know that fat man got spat and then these things shat all over him. They're one of my favorite dinosaurs because they're retarded. Like, in game, they're not super useful other than the blind for PvP anyway. Yeah, for PvE, they're not really useful either because having a bunch of dodos for their eggs is just more efficient. Because Dillo egg and dodo egg are in the same kibble class. But they're still fun. I still like them a lot. Alright, next is the Doedicurus. And right, that's right, I just said Doedicurus. Doedicurus. This little guy, he can roll, but that's not what makes him great. So one of the things is this little bastard has a fucking shell, so he's armored to the teeth. But what makes him cool is you hit a stone, and he gets a fucking ton of stone per swing, and it weighs next to nothing. So if you want to farm specifically stone, he's your boy. As a side note, because you never know when you might need to do it this way. If you hit a tree, he gives you mostly thatch. Or you could use your pickaxe, you don't do it by hand too. There is that. But I like doeds, they're fun. They're comical. Especially this shit. They're a berry eater. Dilophosaur's a meat eater. Dodo's a berry eater. Thalcoolio, meat eater. And then, like I mentioned, Anki's a berry eater. Oh, what's this? Is this a good boy? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Alright, so these things, they don't tame the same way as the previous dinosaurs that I just hucked out for this mini little informational bit. These guys are a passive tame, so like you're walking around and one of these little assholes comes up to you and he's like, give me something, and then you give him stuff, and then he's like, I'm gonna waddle around some more, and then I'm gonna ask you for something else that's completely fucking random, and then you give it to me, and eventually he's yours, you know. Yeah, dumb, right? Yeah. So, what is this weird little guy good for? Well, he does harvest fiber, which is nice. As you can see, you know, from over here on the side, he gets buried in fiber. But his big thing is actually, you take him up to the snow area, which, whoops. Gotta get into the right thing. Where's my map? Up here in the snow biome, like around these deals, these icebergs and that, there's penguins on them. Well, you take this little cocksucker up there and you pike down them little penguins, including the babies. That's right, you heard me. You pike them all down. Don't harvest them. Make sure that you're careful. Just pike them enough to kill them. And then you use this guy. And then you use your, it'll be your L2 to eat them. And you get a fuck ton of organic polymer that way. There's another way to get a fair amount of organic polymer from penguins, and well, you have to excuse the loud noise of all the dinosaurs being like, oh god, we're happy. So, and that's these right here, wooden clubs. You go clubbing, guys, you go clubbing. You kill it, and then you club the corpse, and it gives you organic polymer. Now, organic polymer decays over time, so it's kind of a use it or lose it type of a thing, but it's convenient. And there's certain things that call specifically for it. Alright, next dinosaur. Whoop. Oh, and he's an omnivore. He will eat berries or meat, I believe. No, he will, yeah. Alright, so this is a pterodon. And yeah, that's right, guys. You gotta remember, I don't use every single goddamn dinosaur for everything. So I don't always think about all their shit. But I'll try to do as good of a job as possible with the information. So this year's Don. He's a pterodon. What are these little guys for? Well, they're a pterodactyl. And they're a fast flyer. They're fast, but they're fragile. You know, they don't have a high carry weight. They don't got a high stamina. Their health's low. Usually their melee's fairly decent. But these little guys are probably the easiest of the flyers to tame. You'll find them walking around on the beaches in the bob areas, you know, where you spawn in. And my suggestion, if you're gonna tame one, is get bolas. You unlock them pretty early, and as long as this level isn't too high, you unlock club, and you make yourself a couple wooden clubs. You find one that's like a level 20, 30, 50, something like that, and then you just bolo it and sock it in the middle until it passes out. Then feed it meat, preferably at least raw prime meat, and then you get your first easy flyer. And back when you could pump speed into these things, they were fucking ridiculous. You would just zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. They're still fast, though. Alright. This should be fairly self-explanatory. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. What the fuck could it possibly eat? Meat. What are they good for? Meat. And these are one of the most important dinosaurs in the game. Because you use them for boss fights. Old Blippy here, though. He's an old Rex. So he ain't too great. But, you know, I gave him 22,000 health. And 673 melee. You know, he still does what he needs to do when he needs to do it. See, it doesn't let you pick them up from their no-no square. Oh, so here's another thing. Anytime that you're thirsty, just walk up to the water and you hit triangle. Or you just submerge yourself in the water and it'll refill. Alright. And then because I live on a spawn, and these are one of my favorite dinosaurs. I know it's a beaver, so it's not really a dinosaur, but... So, these little guys, understandably, they're fast. They cruise through the water, too. Lickety-split. They gather berries really nice. And they also get a fuck ton of wood per bite. Yeah, chomp. Look at that. One little tree, 144. And this is unofficial, so it's just at ×1 rate. And they get, you know, here, I'll put a stack in my inventory. So it's normally 50, they get a 50% reduction in the weight. And then as far as leveling on these guys, normally I just level weight. And sometimes I'll give them some extra melee damage, because, you know, like I mentioned, melee involves harvesting as well. But in general, these guys are a lot of fun. As far as taming them goes, they are kind of a cunt because, well, they wake up really fast. So you got to use a lot of narcotics to keep them asleep. Oh god, I ate a mushroom. And now I can't see. And with that, guys, I think we'll conclude this little bit. Have a good one. This has been Vognarvik Gaming. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace out.